The basketball world didn't blink. It froze. Phones vibrated at the same time. Group chats went silent mid-sentence. One word flooded timelines everywhere. Suspended. Not rumored. Not debated. Suspended. According to this fictional breaking story, the WNBA just dropped the most shocking decision of the season, sidelining Caitlin Clark after a heated on-court exchange that cameras caught, but broadcasts barely showed. A glance that lingered too long. Words that weren't supposed to be heard. A moment that escalated faster than anyone expected. Then the clip leaked. Slow motion. Zoomed in. Audio enhanced. Fans swear you can hear shouting. Lip readers swear they caught insults. Former players say the body language says everything. And right there, face to face, was A'ja Wilson. What really happened in that moment? According to fictional insiders, referees huddled longer than usual. Officials made calls that felt delayed. Security stepped in faster than normal. Something spooked the league. Social media detonated. Clark fans screamed bias. Wilson supporters fired back. WNBA Twitter split clean down the middle within minutes. Then the rumor hit harder than the clip itself. Emergency meetings. Closed-door calls. A decision allegedly made before the arena even emptied. One supposed insider claims the suspension paperwork was drafted during halftime. Another says players were warned to stay quiet or face fines. And the most unsettling question of all started spreading fast. If this was just trash talk, why did the league react like it was a crisis? Because in this fictional story, once you slow the footage down and listen closely, it stops looking like a simple argument. It starts looking like the moment everything snapped. The moment didn't look explosive at first. That's why it caught everyone off guard. It started like any other hard-fought possession. Bodies colliding. Voices raised. Adrenaline spilling over. But then something shifted. Caitlin Clark stopped moving. A'ja Wilson turned back. They locked eyes. Too long. Cameras cut away almost instantly, but not fast enough. Not before the tension bled through the screen. Within seconds, courtside phones were already recording. And those recordings would change everything. According to this fictional narrative, the exchange wasn't trash talk. It wasn't competitive banter. It was personal. A referee stepped in. Another followed. The whistle came late. Too late. Clark's face was flushed. Wilson's posture was rigid. Neither backed down. Broadcasters tried to move on. Replay packages skipped the moment. But the internet never skips. A fan-shot clip hit X less than 5 minutes later. Grainy. Shaky. Perfectly timed. You could see Clark saying something sharp. Wilson responding instantly. Hands gesturing. Words flying. No audio. That didn't stop anyone. Lip-reading accounts went viral within minutes. Each one claiming something worse than the last. One said Clark accused the refs of favoritism. Another said Wilson fired back with something crossing the line. Former players chimed in. Whatever was said, that wasn't normal. Then the second clip dropped. This one had audio. Not clean. Not clear. But enough. You could hear raised voices. You could hear a name shouted. You could hear a referee yelling for space. The arena crowd buzzed, sensing something was wrong. That's when the benches stood up. Security edged closer. Officials formed a wall. The game continued. But the night didn't. According to a fictional insider, the referees immediately radioed the league office. Not after the game. Not during a break. Immediately. That alone set off alarms. At halftime, Clark reportedly slammed a locker. Not in rage. In frustration. Teammates tried to calm her. Coaches closed the door. Across the hall, Wilson sat silently. No phone. No music. Just staring forward. An assistant allegedly whispered, "They're reviewing it." Reviewing what? That question spread through the arena faster than the score. By the fourth quarter, the tension was unbearable. Every whistle felt loaded. Every call felt political. Fans in the stands were already checking their phones instead of the scoreboard. Because something bigger was unfolding. Then came the post-game. No handshakes. No smiles. Clark walked straight down the tunnel. Wilson paused for interviews. Her answers were measured. Controlled. But one sentence slipped. "I won't tolerate disrespect." That was all it took. Social media exploded. Clark fans claimed she was being targeted. Wilson fans claimed she was standing her ground. The league stayed silent. For exactly 47 minutes. Then the notification hit. Not a statement. Not a press release. A league memo leaked. Pending review, Caitlin Clark is suspended. No explanation attached. No length specified. Just suspended. The basketball world imploded. ESPN cut into programming. Podcasts went live instantly. Hashtags trended worldwide. Suspended for what? Free Caitlin, respect Aja. 3 camps. No middle ground. According to a fictional source inside league operations, the decision was anything but unanimous. Emergency calls. Voices raised. Lawyers consulted. Some executives argued it set a dangerous precedent. Others argued the league had no choice. Control the narrative now or lose it forever. That phrase allegedly echoed through the call. Clark's camp released nothing. Not a denial. Not a clarification. Silence. Which only made things worse. Then the leak everyone feared arrived. A locker room audio clip. Recorded accidentally, according to insiders. Clark's voice. Shaking. Angry. "I get hit every game and stay quiet. One sentence and I'm the problem." That line detonated online. People replayed it over and over. Was she right? Was this about one moment? Or everything that came before it? Former players took sides. Some said trash talk is part of the game. Others said certain lines can't be crossed. But nobody could agree on what line had been crossed. Then another rumor surfaced. That Aja Wilson had also said something. Something not caught on tape. Something the refs reported verbally. And that's where things got messy. Because according to the same fictional insiders, only one player was punished. And people noticed. A former referee posted cryptically, "Discipline isn't always equal. It's strategic." The post vanished. Screenshots didn't. By midnight, fans were pulling old clips. Previous games. Missed calls. Physical fouls. A pattern was being drawn. Fair or not? The league issued a follow-up. Short. Cold. Suspension due to conduct detrimental to the league. That wording made things worse. Conduct detrimental is vague. Flexible. Powerful. Critics called it a warning shot. Supporters called it accountability. Clark still hadn't spoken. Until a single Instagram story. Was it respect? Or influence? Another leak dropped. This one more detailed. Allegedly from a referee group chat. Unverified. Explosive. League wants this shut down fast. No names. No context. Just implication. Former refs started weighing in. One said suspensions for verbal exchanges are rare. Another said they happen when optics matter more than precedent. Optics. That word became the center of the storm. Because optics don't care about fairness. They care about control. Clark's teammates reportedly weren't informed ahead of time. They found out through social media like everyone else. According to a fictional locker room source, the mood was icy. One player allegedly asked, "Did they even ask what was said?" No one answered. Across the aisle, Wilson's camp stayed disciplined. No interviews. No extended statements. Just silence. And silence, in this moment, felt strategic. Then the alleged audio leak surfaced. Not from the exchange itself. From a closed-door meeting earlier in the season. Low quality. Muffled voices. But one sentence came through clearly. "We can't let her dictate the league's tone." No name was mentioned. Everyone assumed who it meant. Clark fans went nuclear. They've been waiting for this. This wasn't about one moment. This was inevitable. Media outlets tried to cool things down. They brought on analysts, former players, behavior experts. But every explanation only raised more questions. Why suspend now? Why not fine? Why not review longer? Why only one player? Then a shocking stat started circulating. According to this fictional narrative, Clark-led games accounted for the highest engagement spikes all season. Not just views. Merch sales. Social mentions. Ad clicks. She wasn't just a player. She was leverage. And leverage scares institutions. Another rumor gained traction. That the league feared a post-game press conference. That Clark, emotional and frustrated, might say something unfiltered. Might challenge officiating. Might call out favoritism. Might expose internal dynamics. The suspension, according to this theory, wasn't punishment. It was preemption. A way to remove the microphone. Fans dug up an old clip. Clark, months earlier, smiling awkwardly as she said, "I just play." That clip now played like foreshadowing. Because now she wasn't allowed to play at all. Then came the celebrity reactions. A retired NBA star tweeted, "Trash talk is basketball. Always has been." A WNBA legend replied, "Respect matters more than views." 2 tweets. Millions of impressions. Instant divide. Clark's absence from the next game loomed like a storm cloud. Tickets were already reselling at half price. Broadcasters adjusted promos overnight. Commentators debated whether the league had overplayed its hand. According to a fictional marketing insider, one sponsor requested a clarity call. Another requested a risk assessment. That's when people realized this wasn't about discipline. It was about money. Then, finally, Clark broke her silence. Not with an interview. With a single sentence posted at 2:11 a.m., "I said what I said." No apology. No explanation. Just defiance. The post stayed up for 7 minutes. Screenshots spread instantly. The league didn't respond. But insiders claimed phones started ringing again. Because that sentence did what the suspension was meant to prevent. It shifted the narrative back to her. Wilson responded hours later. A longer message this time. Carefully worded. Competition is intense. Emotions run high. Accountability keeps the game strong. Neutral. Polished. Unassailable. But fans read between the lines. Accountability for who became the top reply. As the day dragged on, another detail surfaced. The suspension length. 1 game. That's it. Not indefinite. Not extended. 1 game. Which only confused people more. If it was so serious, why so short? If it wasn't serious, why suspend at all? Theories collided. Some said it was a warning shot. Others said it was a compromise. A way to appear decisive without lasting damage. But damage had already been done. Trust was shaken. Lines were drawn. And as the league prepared for the next tip-off without its most watched player, one truth became unavoidable. This wasn't about one heated exchange. It was about who gets protected, who gets disciplined, and who the league is really willing to risk losing. Because whatever happens next, the fallout won't stay on the court. It's heading straight into the boardroom. And that's where this story was always going. By the time the third wave hit, nobody was pretending this was about a single argument anymore. The league had already moved on paper. But the internet hadn't moved emotionally. Because the 1-game suspension didn't calm anything. It ignited it. Fans expected closure. They got confusion. If Caitlin Clark's words were so damaging, why only 1 game? If they weren't, why suspend her at all? That question became the center of every debate. According to this fictional narrative, the league's internal channels were spiraling. Executives weren't arguing about discipline anymore. They were arguing about fallout. Ratings projections were revised downward. Merchandise forecasts were paused. PR teams ran simulations titled, Extended Backlash. That title alone leaked. And once it did, the tone shifted again. Because extended backlash implies expectation. Expectation implies experience. A new clip surfaced that night. Not from the game. Not from the tunnel. From a closed practice weeks earlier. Clark and Wilson on opposite ends of the court. A drill stopped abruptly. Words exchanged. No audio. But the body language was unmistakable. Clark pointing. Wilson stepping forward. Coaches separating. At the time, it had been dismissed as competitiveness. Now it looked like foreshadowing. Comment sections erupted. This didn't start last night. They've been circling each other all season. Then came the most damaging leak yet. An alleged transcript from a league operations call. Names redacted. Voices paraphrased. One line jumped off the page. She's becoming bigger than the system. That sentence detonated everything. Because systems don't suspend people for trash talk. They suspend threats. Clark fans interpreted it instantly. She's being punished for popularity. They're trying to remind her who's in charge. Wilson supporters fired back. Being big doesn't excuse disrespect. No one is above accountability. The divide became permanent. Then sponsors entered the conversation. Not publicly. Quietly. According to a fictional marketing source, one brand delayed a campaign. Another requested messaging alignment. A third asked whether Clark would be available long-term. Available. Like an asset. That language spread, and with it, anger. Former athletes started speaking out. One said, when leagues discipline stars, it's never just about behavior. It's about leverage. Another said, commenting matters even more. The comment section is where narratives get challenged, where patterns get pointed out, where people say the things broadcasts won't. Say what didn't sit right with you. Say what you noticed. Say what everyone else is afraid to say out loud. Your voice changes the direction of the conversation. And subscribing isn't casual. It's a decision to stay present. Stories like this don't end cleanly. They escalate. They evolve. New moments reshape old ones. If you're not subscribed, you'll only see the aftermath, filtered through someone else's framing. Don't miss what comes next. Like the video. Drop your thoughts below. Subscribe so you'll hear when the next chapter hits, because it's coming whether you're ready or not.